What is up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Flip and Stoop. Beautiful day here in Michigan. Well, at least it's really nice and sunny. It's still a little chilly in the 30s, but I'll take the sun over the snow and the dingy, dark, gloomy winter all day long. But anyways, today's video, I'm going to go over a lot of aspects, but I want to touch on a couple items that sold. We went to that first garage sale, and I listed them yesterday. We'll go over them first. The Woolrich chambray button-down, new with the tags, vintage. This is when you know you list something too cheap. So if this happens to you, you probably listed it too cheap. I listed this item within 20 minutes. It sold. It was a Woolrich, like I said, chambray, made in the USA, button-down shirt. Now, I went to this garage sale, and I met Juan. He bought $500 from this place of different items. He resells, and so does his wife. Super cool people. I was glad to meet them. They overlook this, right? And this is what's going to happen. I talked about this yesterday. Is they come in, they bought all the stuff that I was kind of looking at already, and made an appointment to come the next day, right? But you snooze, you lose. So what they didn't see is this Woolrich shirt that sold for $40 in a matter of 20 minutes, which means I listed it too low. Now, I looked up the sold comps. I seen chambray Woolrich vintage button-downs for $17, $18 that has sold, but they were used. So usually when I see something like that and it's used, I'll mark it up $15 to $20, and that's exactly what I did. I marked it up about $20 because it's new, and it sold in 20 minutes. So people are going to overlook things at the garage sale. I wasn't the only person at this garage sale. This was day 2 of the garage sale. People looked this over, and probably, I don't know how many people were there in them 2 days, but I don't know how anybody would pass up a Woolrich chambray shirt with a vintage Woolrich tag on it. I couldn't believe it anyways. I couldn't believe it was there. I paid $2 for it. Sold it for $40. So even though I listed it too cheap, it doesn't matter. We still profited pretty damn swell on that. The next one was just the Sears, vintage Sears plaid button down. I don't know if you can see the color in it. It's green. It's got some grayish, reddish, orange in it, in blue. And this shirt is another one I listed too cheap. I listed it for $30. It was sold within the same time frame of the Woolrich. Now, that's only a couple of the items that we got to package up today. But this is when you know you list something too low. When you list it and within about 5 minutes it sells, you probably listed it a little bit too low. Now, it was hard to look up that Woolrich shirt because I didn't see a lot of ones like this new with the tags. So I went off the same style shirt, but used sold comps, and I added $20 on it. Now, did I lose? No. Could I have made another $20 on it? Probably, right? So here I am 5 years into reselling. I'm still making mistakes, right? You're not going to be perfect. It is what it is. We took a $2 bill and sold it for $40. I'm cool with that. But another topic I want to go over today is your thought process. You hear about this. If you've been in the Facebook group, you've heard me talk about this probably for 2.5, 3 years, right? But it's truthful. You hear about the law of attraction. Where your mindset and mind frame is at is exactly where you're going to go. If you don't think this can happen for you, if you just kind of feel like, I can never get the results this person's getting, well, it's almost like congratulations because you just laid out your own roadmap, right? You have to believe in yourself. Look, there's going to be ups. Trust me in this. I've went through it all. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, regardless of how your thought process is. But depending on where your thought process is going to depend on whether you're going to get through them tough times or you're just going to throw in the towel, give up, and go back to what you're used to doing, right? I've done that a million times. Matter of fact, I even did it in reselling. When I very first started reselling, it was in my off season of my job. I cut grass, I told you. I took an entire season off and just tried doing the reselling thing. In about 4 months, and this is why I strongly suggest people not to quit their 9-to-5 when they first start reselling, to build it up until it's outpaying your 9-to-5 for at least 6 months. So I took off that season. And then the following season, I wound up going back. And it was a good decision that I went back to my 9 to 5. Because my 9 to 5 could support our living habits when I was dumping everything back into the business for that entire year. And then it worked, right? It wouldn't have worked if I would have just kept... I don't think it would have worked. Maybe it would have. I don't know. But I don't suggest that. But your mind frame is a very powerful tool. A lot of us are looking for the answers on social media. YouTube, Facebook groups, things of this. We're looking for the answers there, but the answer really lies within us. What are you willing to do, and how far are you willing to go? I literally went over at people's trashes and was looking up sold comps on vintage electronics, right? Some people won't humble themselves enough to do that. We've made $500 out of somebody's trash that was bringing out vintage surround sound systems. Right? They were bringing out, as they were bringing out, I asked them, do you mind if I look these up? Da, da, da. They didn't care. They were throwing them away. They were cleaning out somebody's garage. Looked them up. I knew I could make a profit on it. Didn't know if they worked. Took them home, plugged them in. They worked, sold them. Made $500 right then and there, just out of somebody's trash. So what are you willing to do, and where's your mindset? I think the most powerful thing in the reselling game, the reselling industry, the reselling entrepreneurship world, whatever you want to call it, right? I think the most important thing is your mindset. Mindset and a plan. Mindset and a plan gives you, an execution gives you results that you're hoping one day you can get. That's what really gives you the results. And every day it's a battle. Look, we are at battle. I don't care who you are, right? We're at battle every single day within our thoughts. That's the war. You're at a war every single day with your thoughts. Am I going to make it? Am I going to get enough sales? When the truth is if you just do what eBay expects you to do, you'll get the sales you want. That's all it really boils down to. There isn't no trick. Some reseller on here that's selling 500 items a day. They know some trick you don't know. They just been listing 500 items a day for a long period of time, and they weren't willing to stop. That's the only reason they're selling 500 items a day. It's not because of the items they're finding in their area. That reseller that's selling 500 items a day can come to your community and keep selling 500 items a day. Doesn't matter where you're at. And it doesn't matter what you're reselling. I just sold, just 2 minutes ago, this was not a donation, but we cleaned out a house. It was a pair of Maurice flare leg career pants. They're very heavyweight, very good quality. I had them listed for $16. Somebody sent me a $12 offer. I accepted it. Now, a lot of people would have grabbed that, donated it, and now I want to tell you to go spend $8 on them in a thrift store and then try to flip them for $12. But I basically got them for free, right? So I'm not out here finding Louis Vuitton and Gucci and shit like that. I'm selling Steve Madden bags, right? I'm looking right at a Steve Madden bag I listed 2 days ago. I'm selling Ping golf hats. What's another one I got? A Michigan snapback hat, right? Like, these aren't nothing. These are $10 items, right? A tailor-made PSI M1 hat. I'm not listing anything that is like, wow, right? Once in a blue moon, I come across something cool, like a Woolrich shirt like this, that I cannot believe people walk by. Okay, $2. I spent $2 on this one. I spent $2 on this one. Together, that was $4, right? The time it took me to list it, which was probably about, I don't know, maybe a minute to do the photos for each. And then about freaking 5 minutes to list each item. I was already on my way to the post office, so I really wasn't wasting gas stopping at this garage sale. So, $30 here, $40 here, that's $70 I made off $4, right? In a matter of an hour. I'm not finding super rare items. It's just once you get consistent sales, once you start getting consistent sales and you're showing eBay that you're going to be consistent and they start giving you that amount of sales every day, the math adds up. That $70 on top of the other 22 items we sold put us over $500 for the day. I mean, that's as simple. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not finding gold. I'm not out here finding gold. I'm finding items you see people wear every single day, right? Champion, North Face, Patagonia. I found Patagonia 3 or 4 times throughout my reselling journey in my area. I'm not in a high value area or whatever you'd like to call it, right? I'm not in a richy area. We'll say it like that. So Patagonia is hard to come by. Like, and all the resellers know, like, it's a guaranteed, the sell-through rate's 1,000%, right? It's going to sell if you list it at the right price. Levi's. I saw a lot of Levi's. I saw a lot of mall brand clothes. I've sold Walmart clothes. I'm not out here finding gold, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just out here willing to list every day. I'm out here willing to go to these garage sales, go to these estate sales, go to the... actually, matter of fact, on April 1st, we have they do it at a little high school out here, and they have a huge, basically it's a flea market. It's a flea market inside the school. Every hallway you walk down has different vendors. It's going to be pretty rad. I'm going to try to get some video content there for the first, and that would be like my first, if they'll allow me to do it. I don't know. Some people are picky, man. I see these people doing it at all these flea markets. They're cool with it. Around my area, people are funny about cameras, man. They don't want you video recording them, which kind of sucks, but maybe I can get one on my chest and hide it a little bit. I don't know. But then is that legal, right? Is it legal if I'm secretly video recording? I don't know. I don't want any legal problems. But anyways, we got that going on. I'm just going to the same type of stuff you guys are going to, right? I'm just invest 50%. I'm at a point where in the beginning, I was putting every penny back in, right? Now we're at about 50% of our income that comes in is going back into inventory. You live on 35% of it, whatever, and the rest goes for taxes, or 30% of it and the rest goes for taxes. So that's where we're at. And that's a couple items that sold today. I do have it pulled up. Let me see if I can turn the camera on. I got some other items that sold that I got to package up too. Let's see what we're at. Nothing too extravagant. Oh, I bought those Ariat jeans the other day. Those sold really quick. The Ariat, see, that's the vintage 80s plaid flannel button down. Here it's showing $29. The Ariat jeans here, M4 rebars, sold for $32. I think I paid, those are actually 50% off. I think I only paid $4 or $5 for them at the thrift store. There's the Maurices right there, the career pants. Those sold for $12. Look at vintage 90s Ralph Lauren tank top with ruffles, sold for $9. You guys see my sales. $32, the Ariats. $39, that was the Woolrich shirt. Men's Speedos, $8.50. The Morning Ritual, I just picked this up at, oh gosh, what was that? Volunteers of America. I told you I went there and picked up a bunch of t-shirts for $1.50. So what this has on it, I'll see if I can click on it and show you it. This has a pretty evil scenery on it. It's got a little pendulum with the devil and a couple Grim Reapers, and it's the Morning Ritual with coffee. That sold. I picked that up for $1.50. That sold for $13. I accepted a $13 offer. I had it listed for $19.53. $13 offer. Ralph Lauren sweater, rib turtleneck, 100% cotton, sold for $24. Vintage Charter Club, 100% merino wool. I sell a lot of sweaters. $15. I had it listed, I think, for $22. I accepted a $15 offer. These are all items you guys can find in your area. I know that for a fact, right? Now, maybe some people do have better odds of finding certain items. Sorry about that, guys. I took the case off my phone, so now it's kind of sketchy. I'm setting it where I set it. But, I'm sure there are locations where people find better brand clothing. But you got to work with what's in your area. There was a couple sold comps for me. I hope you guys have a rockin' rad day. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, for those that have subscribed to the channel and like the content, I greatly appreciate it. And even if you didn't like the content, I greatly appreciate it. There's my cat Rex back there. That's one of two. And we got Bella. You guys see Bella in the video every now and again. Bella's my road dog. Bella goes to more thrift stores than most people. Let's put it that way, right? Bella sits out in the van, even in the winter. I take a spare set of keys. I leave the van running with the heat on. She sits in there when I'm in the thrift stores. All right, it's your boy Flippin' Stoop. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. For those that already are subscribed, thank you very much. You guys are helping support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. my main obligation and my main goal throughout this content is to encourage people that even if you're retired, I just had somebody say something about they were retired and they want to pick up a side hustle. This is a perfect gig for somebody that's retired. It keeps you moving. I learned this. I learned this throughout my adulthood, and watching my parents and watching other people's parents and people that are, we'll say, in their 60s. Once you stop moving, it's over, man. You're going downhill big time. So if you're retired and think it's just time to relax, man, that's when most people pass away 10 years after they retire, 10, 15 years after they retire. They don't feel like they got a purpose anymore. They're not moving around. They're not moving enough. They're not keeping the fluids going. And when you're not keeping the fluids going and moving around enough, you go downhill fast. So I think this is a super good hustle to do on the side after you retire. I think it's one of the best things. You can take very little bit of money, go get some inventory, list it. You already got Social Security income coming in, maybe your retirement pension coming in, to pay your bills, and you could just do this to keep you going. I'll be doing this when I'm retired, right? I'm going to be doing this till the last day, regardless what other ventures we get into. Again, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please do it. If you got something out of the video, please like it or dislike it. Tell me why you dislike it. I'd like to hear that. And any comments, drop them below. Thanks.